Hey everyone! Today we're going to be making some clay faces. This lesson is suitable for grades 3 to 5. The goal is to create a series of recognizable shapes, eyes, nose, mouth, etc., and put them together to make a face.
You will need clay. I'm using polymer clay, which is made of polyvinyl chloride. It's a man-made clay, but you can also use natural clay. And you will also need clay sculpting tools. They generally look like this, but you can also use toothpicks if you don't have them.
Now for older grades, or for students that need a bit of a challenge, you can turn these clay faces into functional mugs or masks. The idea for this art lesson comes to me from my Mexican heritage, which has sun and moon sculptures with very anthropomorphic faces. Now you can definitely do this with natural clay. I'm using polymer clay, which is polyvinyl chloride, and it's a very malleable plastic, essentially, PVC. You can put it in the oven to harden it, but until then, it's a very malleable plastic.
So for the face base, you just want to make either a circle or an oval shape, and you can use the heel or palm of your hand to flatten it out, as well as the surface. And if you're dealing with clay that has become rock hard or bone dry, a quick trick, well, it takes a little bit of elbow grease, but you just need some lotion. So apply the lotion to the clay and work it in your hands until eventually it'll become like this, malleable again.
Now here's how I made the eyes for my face. A little bit of white clay. There are lots of adaptations you can make to this lesson. One of them is give the students all one color of clay, monochromatic faces, and have the students paint the faces afterwards. Here's one eye, and students can hold it right up to the face to see if it's the right proportion that they want. And now we're going to add an iris, which is the colored part of the eye. Voila. Squish it down a little. And I'm making the eyelids out of purple. So I make them about the same size as the eye itself. Here's one finished eye. And there's the other. And it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. I got them to stick by just pressing the eyelids around the edges right onto the face base. Nose. Everyone's nose is different. Some people have longer, some people have shorter, wider, thinner noses. Just let them use their imagination. So for my first clay face, I used a sculpting tool. But if you don't have one, use a toothpick. What I'm doing is just tracing along the nose, going up, making a bridge, just like this. Nostril detail. There's the mouth for starters. Then I get my clay tool. I'm just going to make a line straight through the middle of it. Apparently, the groove between your nose and upper lip is called a philtrum, so I've added one to our friend here, and I've also added some lip detail. He's pretty much done. So that concludes our lesson on how to make clay faces. Now you could make a rubric for assessment for this project. I would include things like creativity, ability to follow the given instructions, ability to overcome any obstacles along the way, and still having the outcome look like a finished face. This rapid action art lesson can be connected to these outcomes from the Saskatchewan Curriculum for Arts Education, CP 3.8, CP 4.8, and CP 5.8 for grades 3 through 5, and those all have to do with creating artworks using a variety of visual art concepts, forms, and media. You can also connect this lesson to these outcomes from the Saskatchewan Curriculum for Science, and they are for grade 3, SM 3.1, investigate properties of materials and methods of joinery used in structures. And for grade 4, if you're using natural clay, you can also tie in RM 4.1, investigate physical properties of rocks and minerals, including those found in the local environment. Don't forget to talk to your students about the relationship that various cultures all around the world have with clay. You can show them pictures of African ceremonial masks, for example, Japanese kabuki masks, or Mexican sun and moon sculptures.